Hello, this is Iron Bill back with another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you see, I have yet again another intro. That's right, my daughter has been on me about improving the craft. Not really on me, but she's trying to help me out. And anyway, thank you for that, sweetie. I enjoy the push, and we'll keep working at this, and we'll try to improve it as time goes on. Also, I'd like to remember to point out that this video, as always, is sponsored by Diet Coke. Diet Coke, the taste of an old generation. Anyway, tonight's play, and I didn't play tonight, by the way. I played over the weekend. I went back to work today, and I don't have a lot of time to play today, so if at all. So I'm going to go ahead and make a video based on some old footage, and I'm doing Gambit, and in particular, I was working on a quest for the Chaperone, Blast from the Past. And what I'm doing is I'm setting up with a shotgun. That's what I'm doing this build around, because I have to have so many shotgun kills in Gambit or Crucible, and I'd much prefer to do it in Gambit. It's going to be quicker for me. And so I'm going to set it up for a shotgun scavenger, as you see here, and using transversive steps so I don't have to reload manually. All I have to do is run. And I'm going to pair that with the Malfeasance. And the reason I'm going to use the Malfeasance is because it's good against taken enemies, but it's also good against all enemies, guardians included, in Gambit mode. And on the final analysis for the boss, I will use the Falling Guillotine Sword. I will be using the Stasis class, and we'll just see how it goes. So there it is. There's the loadout once again. So I'm going to speed this up just a little bit so you don't have to go through all of that. Here we go, here we go. Let's get it in here. All right. So, I'm solo queuing, and when you solo queue, things can oftentimes go wrong. Now, if on the other side is a full fire team, we're toast before it goes. But let's remember, when you're doing quests, winning or losing in Gambit doesn't matter. Really, even in PvP, it doesn't matter. It's just what you can take, what you can tolerate, if it bothers you. It does not bother me at all to lose in Gambit, because this is a mode, I mean, as much as I don't mind losing in PvP, to some extent, I really don't care here, because I'm one person on a team of 4 out of 8 players, and there's only so much control I have over what happens, and I'm just not going to stress about it. My goal here is to get as many kills with a shotgun as I can. Pure and simple, and I tried to steal that guy's kill there. That's bad of me. I just noticed that on film. I shouldn't do that. But I was getting greedy and I wanted to get out of here. So, yeah. And, you know, on that point, and I talk oftentimes about stuff I don't like to do. And you might say, well, why do you do it if you don't like to do it? Well, you know, I'm doing quests. And if there's a certain balance to that. And there are 3 distinct modes of play: Gambit, PvE, PvP. We all know this. But I think philosophically, I look at this like, though I don't like the other probably 2 portions of the game right now, I really only like a third of it a lot. You know, I'm glad all 3 things are in, because I have to remember, you know, and I'm trying to be a little bit selfless about this. As much as I dislike this mode in particular, there are people who love it. And the fact that Bungie routes quests through here does put players in the mode, and it helps those players who truly like it out, because they get a chance to play against more players. And, you know, since, and if I'm being brutally honest, since they're inexperienced or disinterested players, they're going to have an easy time with it, so they're going to get some easy wins. You know, you can feel how you want to about that. I personally, I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that the part of the game that I enjoy gets a lot of attention, and I'm thankful for that. And if the price for that is that once in a while I have to go into modes I don't like so much and spend some time in there to help others have fun, well, okay, I'm all right with that. All right, so here I put a couple shots into the guy. I didn't follow him up with the shotgun blast, which was a mistake, so he came along and got us. So I think he wound up wiping the team. Hate it. But when I set this up, I did not set it up to defend against invaders. I set it up to get shotgun kills against enemies, low-level enemies. That's all I was going for here for the quest. If I were to set this up to defend against enemies, I would have had a Xenophage. I would have had some heavy that would have ended him like right now, just popped dead. And he wouldn't have come back around that corner. He'd have continued moving on because he'd had no choice. So, neither here nor there, just kind of an explanation. When I am playing against Guardians, trust me, you know, I'll load up for it and I'll do all the invading and I'll get kills. This is not a mode I can't play, it's a mode I just don't like to. Big difference. All right. So we're moving along here and we're beginning to make up what we lost. And, you know, here's another thing about the way I play this. There are triumphs that go along with collecting and depositing motes. I don't care about that either. So oftentimes I'll just kill things and I won't bother to collect the motes because there are people who seriously do care about that stuff, and let them have them. But what I noticed early in this match was that, you know, we were leaving motes on the field, and I don't necessarily want to lose if I don't have to. I mean, I'm going to make an attempt to win. So once I see that motes are getting left on the field, yeah, I'll go for them. Now, when the invasion comes up, I'm not going to go. Not unless I'm absolutely forced to in this case, because I'm really not geared up to go attack. I mean, I would have my super, but I don't want to use my super that way. I'd rather use my super on the boss if push came to shove. That's what I would rather do if I have to clear ads. I don't have... See, I didn't even pick up any of the Drifter bounties. That's how little I plan to play this. That's how little it matters to me personally. But I don't want to beat that up. All right, so as far behind as we were after that invader came in and wiped us, we more than made it up. Now, I believe we had a person go in and invade a couple times and paid them back in spades for coming in after us. I'm going to come up here and drop my motes in before we get invaded again. We're at 60. Or, I'm sorry, they're at 60 and holding some. And if that's what, by the way, if you don't know, this is when you'd want to invade them. You'd want to go in and take that gray bar off, which means motes they're carrying and they haven't deposited. You'd want to get rid of that. We've got our Primeval up, which means now they can invade basically every 15 to 30 seconds, depending upon how long they live. So what we want to do here is we want to time the attack on the... we want to kill the envoys, but we don't want to actually try to blast the boss all the way down with our supers and everything we have until we get at least one more invasion. And you see that we have people who have thrown now 2 supers because they're trying to do the quick burn. This is a mistake. Don't do that. Because here comes the invasion. Now, we've got a couple players who have committed all the way to it and immediately get zapped. Because if that guy walks in with a Xenophage or some LMG that can reach across the map, he'll kill you before you can kill him. I mean, that's just how it is. And we wound up getting put behind on this. Now, I'm holding my super, which I'm thinking about throwing, but I run up here with the sword because I have 19. And that invader can't come back in probably for another 5 seconds from now. There is no way he can stop what's going on. No way. It's done. So if you're wondering why I waited, that's why I waited. If you don't play Gambit a lot. If you do, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. That's how you time the boss kill. All right. I'm starting to sound like a know-it-all, which I'm definitely not. So I'm going to end it here. I want to thank you for watching so much. Thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed it. And obviously, I'm not the top player in the field there, but I was there when it mattered, right? And sometimes that's what your contribution is too. It's just maybe you're not going to be the top scorer on the team, but if you play smart, you'll help your team out. And that's what I'd like to share with you here. So thank you so much for watching once again. And this is Iron Bill saying good night.